The Yota filler arc continues in my review of Naruto Shippuden, episode 314. There are a lot of people who are going to completely dismiss this arc and tell you not to watch it at all, but I'm going to go ahead and say you should at least check it out, because it is doing some things right, even though it's not like the action fest we want to see from the war. But it's still a great way to expand upon the characters a little bit, and I also want to stress the actual Naruto manga series is really ramping up right now, and it's getting close towards its conclusion. So I'm actually glad that they're doing these type of filler episodes right now, because the closer we come to the manga finishing, the better for the anime, because that means they can just start doing nothing but canon episodes. So I'd much rather them do the filler right now, especially before anything really crazy starts to happen. So now that I got that out of the way, let's just talk about this episode a little bit. In the last one, we got to know this brand new character, Yota, who apparently had the ability to use his emotions to control the weather and use it in a ton of different ways. And he had a huge connection with Choji, Ino, and Shikamaru, and Sakura. And we also learned eventually that he ran into Kiba and Akamaru and even Naruto. And the bulk of this episode, you actually get to learn the backstory of Yota meeting Naruto for the first time. And this is actually a very perfect match because they're both sort of outsiders, except they're very different in a sense, and I like the way that Naruto brings that up. But eventually Naruto does find Yota, and Yota really likes Naruto a lot because he whistles. Naruto brings up a really great point, how he's an outsider and everyone accepts him, and Naruto's inside the village and yet nobody accepts him. It's kind of messed up. So I think the best scene of the entire episode is probably where Naruto is teaching Yota how to whistle, and the whole scene is just really well animated. All the backdrops and backgrounds are really nice looking. And what's interesting is when he does learn to whistle, it actually is a brand new power for him, and he's able to like manipulate the wind and everything. And we actually go back to the war period to see how all the characters are fighting against him, and they still haven't given us an answer as to why there's so many different versions of him all over the place. But Naruto's having to deal with the one that's using his wind abilities, and it's obviously pretty dangerous because Naruto even got cut on his cheek. And all the characters are trying to figure out what the hell's going on. They now finally realize they're all fighting against this guy. And it's all tying into the relationship they had with him when they were children. And it really gets really interesting at the end because they're all playing together, and eventually Yota just disappears, and it looks like he's been captured by a group of Anbu ninja, and they're going to detain and question him, and we don't know why. And the episode actually ends really ominously. We go back to the war period where Naruto is in his QB chakra mode, and he basically says they're the reason Yota is dead. They let him die. And it's going to lead into the third part, which I actually cannot wait to see. This is a really interesting filler, if only for the fact that they made this character really mysterious. And there was this one other part of the episode I do want to mention that was very strange. When Yota was talking to Naruto, there was this moment where he got like really angry, and he had this like weird purple aura come around him, and then all of a sudden this like weird white snake just exploded out of his neck, and Naruto grabbed it and threw it on the ground, and then it just disappeared. Now, seeing this, I'm guessing he may have some sort of connection with Orochimaru, if only for the fact that it's a white snake. I'm not really sure, but it's really interesting, especially because he's just such a weird-looking character. His eyes alone are really creepy. They look the same when he's in Edo Tensei and everything, and even some people have been speculating, even maybe at this point, he's in Edo Tensei as well. And I liked that a lot of the commenters from last week also brought up the fact that his eyes look a lot like Kakuzu's as well from the hidden, I think it was Waterfall Village, and he was a member of Akatsuki. So really cool stuff there. So this wasn't a bad episode. It was just not the episode a lot of people wanted, and I think a lot of people are going to put that down, and a lot of people just aren't even going to pay attention at all because it's filler. But I think it's worth checking out at least. I think it's entertaining, and you know, I don't hate this arc. I've seen some filler before that I fucking hated. Most of them involve Konohamaru. But this one was really good so far, and like I said, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in the next one, because I want to learn more about this character, and I want to see how they're going to fight him, and I want to know why he just exists. It's just really cool. So, you know, guys, stay comfy. We still have a lot of filler to get through. I know we have at least another month of it, so just stick with me, and I'll review it for you. You guys can check it out. So for a score this week, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, believe it or not. I won't give it anything higher than that because I wish more would have happened, and that's a very common complaint from me. I thought maybe they could have split this up into 2 episodes, but they're obviously trying to buy a little bit more time for the war, but at least they're putting a little bit of effort and characterization into all this stuff right here. So 9 out of 10, there it is. So if you guys did watch this week's episode, how did you feel about it? You can let me know with your comments below. Remember guys, before you leave, hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. That concludes this review today. We'll see you next time. SuperKamiGuru9000 out.